Hey guys, welcome back to Holistic Homesteading with the Hearst. I'm Megan, and today I'm planting my most amazing garden yet. So before we get started, I wanted to give you my review of the Wuipet bird feeder, and this thing is pretty cool. It was packaged well and it came with super simple to follow instructions. All you had to do was pull things out, and you could scan a barcode to pull up a video for you to watch on how to put it together. Very simple. It's really cute. I think that this will go great in our kids area one day, but for now we are going to put it in our garden, like our butterfly bee garden. But I really think this would be super cute in a fairy garden. Anyways, we chose the installment of putting the ratchet strap around the tree. It comes with a couple different mounting options. We chose this one because we wanted it to be able to be moved later on, but we also chose the solar panel to charge it, which is pretty cool. So once you get that hooked up, all you have to do is connect it to the Vivo app. And again, there is a QR code on there that you can scan. It'll bring you right up to the App Store and it will walk you through all of this. So it's very simple. I filled my bird feeder up with bird feed, and then once that was complete, I hooked up my camera. So the pretty cool thing about this is it's not just there for birds, like whatever's in view it will capture too, and you can get alerts on your phone to let you know that there's something been in front of you. But I really think this is cool. We are going to be able to use this to identify birds, and we will just pull this into our homeschool curriculum for the kids. I was thinking that they could just do more research on the birds that come up, and they can do that in their nature journal and things like that, and just figure out what kind of birds are on our homestead. So there I am, and just to show you kind of where our camera is facing and that it works. This Wuipet bird feeder is pretty cool. So if you want to grab yours as a Valentine's Day gift or just for the bird lover in your life, you can click the link in the description box below and use the code for 10% off. All right, so I'm standing here in one of the two locations that I will be growing stuff this year. And this is going to be originally my butterfly bee garden. So I was going to have lots of plants, flowers that attracts butterflies and bees. I still plan on doing that, but I'm going to intermingle some fruit bushes and then some cut flowers, which probably are still going to attract butterflies and bees, as well as putting in some perennials that will be here for a long time. So I'm going to go through that. I'm also going to tell you what we are growing this year, and then we're going to walk down to the other garden. Hopefully you guys can hear me over my kids. Hey, shh. It's like being on the phone. Anytime I turn the camera on, they start talking. Shh. And then we're going to go down to the other garden where we are building raised beds. I'm going to show you how we are building them and what they look like and all that stuff. So let's get started. So behind me is what is going to be our patio. We plan on putting a pergola over top of it. I'm going to grow creeping phlox in the cracks of it so that it fills in. This was stone that was, I don't remember what it was called. It was not flagstone, so it's not super flat. There's lots of dips and you know, some ends are thicker than other ends. So we're not going to be able to put rocking chairs or a table out there like I had originally planned. So what we're going to do is put a pergola over it with a swing hanging from it, probably one of those like bed swings. So I don't know if we'll get to that this year, but that's my future goals. So this area here, I have plans for 3 circular herb gardens, which will be very nice, coming straight from the kitchen, just right off here, and being able to pick curbs, being able to pick herbs for kitchen use. And I also plan on this year starting a floral and herb business. So I'm going to try to grow herbs to make postpartum herbal teas, teas that you can drink, herbs in bulk, things like that. So that's kind of my goal. But this area will just be for culinary, kitchen, medicinal use. And then I will also plan to plant other herbs in other sections of the homestead to harvest and be able to sell. Now I do have a sheet where I have this kind of drawn out. It's just a rough sketch. It's not to size, so I don't know exactly. I really need to get out here and measure and then like sit down with graphic paper and grid paper and draw everything out to see how it's going to lay out. But to this area right here where it's kind of cleared, we are going to add a greenhouse. So I have old windows in my barn that I plan on using to make the greenhouse out of. We have some old brick that I'm going to use to put as the flooring, and all of this stuff was just like on Facebook Marketplace from friends that had stuff left over. So I like taking all of this stuff and putting it together with a plan and just creating beauty from that. So I'm really excited about having a greenhouse. Again, I don't know if that will happen this year. We will see. We have a lot of projects we have to get done, so that may happen later this year. I've had it in the plans to build a greenhouse for 2 years now. It still hasn't happened. So the reason why is because I keep getting pregnant. And so I'm like, okay, well that's just another thing for us to push back because it's not like super important. Anyways, so we'll have that. Now I'm going to move us to another section of the garden. All right, so this section right here, I'm afraid my camera's gonna fall over, is actually, we started on stone steps and we are going to have to unfortunately move them. So my husband picked these up and like waddled over there, and because they're super heavy, and he's really strong, but even if he's really strong, those were still very heavy, like 150 to 200 pounds probably. Some of them he just had to flip until he got it there. Anywho, we placed them there, creating stone steps, and we are going to have to move them because we are adding on to our house this year. Yay! And they need to cut a wider path and lay gravel for our driveway. So the driveway will continue around here. But that just means the steps are going to get moved in this way. I plan on I've asked my papa to weld me something. So once he gets the time to do that, he will do it. But it's just like a rounded arch, and I'm going to grow some beautiful roses, climbing roses over top of that. Woo! I knew that was going to happen. Okay, so you can actually see the steps there a little bit better. And then all along this bank here, I'm going to be planting lavender and just kind of creating lavender field. I'm going to do some perennial, some annual lavender because I want to get a harvest of lavender for this year. And so the annual stuff will grow and produce flowers this year. The perennials will not. So I'm starting all of those from seed. I'll be showing you that later. And we'll be planting that. Now, this area over here, close to those two trees, I plan on planting blueberry bushes and more strawberries. We already have some in our lower garden right now, but I'm wanting stuff to be kind of closer to the house as much as possible, especially our berries and herbs, because you just want to come out, pick it, and then go in and eat it. So that's just my idea. And I figured if we have lots of flowers here for the birds and the bees, and the butterflies, the bees can pollinate the blueberries, little bit better, and they will be able to have a better produce. So, all right. Just imagine this to be like a beautiful cottage style garden with lots of tall, wispy flowers blowing in the wind, as well as like large hydrangea bushes, and we already have tulips planted and some other bulbs planted in next to these trees here, and a pergola, and just like a really romantic, peaceful, relaxing area for us to come out and enjoy in the middle of summer. In the evening when it's cooled down, the sun's setting, we can just sit out here and watch the bees, the butterflies, the flowers, God's creation. That is my goal. Okay, so this part behind me is where our raised beds are going, and we are using scrap wood, the pieces that were left over after we had our wood milled, and we have a whole pile of it. So I wanted to build raised beds, but it's also on a slope, so they're kind of like stair stepped, and oh my gosh, I just love the way it looks. I think that it's going to be easier to keep under control from weeds, and I don't have to go bend down as far when I am harvesting stuff. So we still have several more beds to build. We've been like trying to get things done when it's not super cold or raining, or there's kids, babies like awake and stuff, that, you know, especially with the weather. So anyways, it's been a long time happening, but we are working on it. So basically all we have done is put stakes in the ground. We've cut these stakes to have a point, put them in the ground, and then propped up the edges of the wood on there and screwed them in there. And I will fill them with leaves and straw and whatever else we can find to like layer things. And then I have a nice pile of composted horse manure that has been tested. It's been sitting for several years. The pH of it is perfect for planting straight into. So I have that, and I'm excited. I will be putting like the top 4 inches of the raised beds will be filled with that, and we can plant directly into that. So I'm super excited about that. Right now, this is all enclosed in for our chickens and ducks. We just gave them access to the garden to clean it up after garden season last year. So I will be planting flowers and vegetables. They will be in super long rows, and I haven't calculated like what is going where yet, but I need to do that very soon. Okay, babies are inside asleep, so I am outside today. I just thought I'd run in and grab my seed list, and I have written down, I'm sure there's things not on here, but just kind of showing you what I've done. I've written down everything down on what I'm going to grow this year, and then I'm starting things from seed. Probably 90% of the things that I'm growing will be started from seed here, which is pretty cool. And the way that I do that is I get my planner here, and I mark the day that is our last frost date, our average last frost date, which is April the 18th for this year. And then I go backwards 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks before my last frost date, and I just mark it in my calendar. And then as I have went through my seeds and I know how long before my last frost date I need to plant them, I have just put it down on my calendar. Now, I have done all of that, and I think that I'm going to plug in all of my stuff into seed time. I have just been along on this live conference that they have put together, and they are giving us a trial of seed time, like the free version of it, just to plan out our garden. So I'm going to try that. I'll be going through my seeds and just plugging in the information, and it will spit out the dates that you need to start your seeds. I I have sweet peas starting to germinate right now. They've been in there for almost a week. I started them on the 27th, and today is February 1st. So that's like 3, 4, 5 days. I think it takes 7 maybe to 14 days for them to germinate. I'll have to read the seed packet again. Anyways, so I think that will be one of the first ones that I start. But anyways, what I'm going to do is the pictures that I have, I will pop up right here next to me so that you guys can see what they look like. And then the ones that I don't have, you'll just have to stay tuned for what that is. But I am planting manzana tomatoes, brandywine tomatoes. My herbs I have for my herb garden are basil, parsley, dill, cilantro, oregano, sage, calendula, echinacea, and thyme. I am planting jalapeno peppers, horizon sweet peppers. I have some pumpkin seeds, Gerardelle pumpkin seeds, light orange pumpkin. Like these, this is stuff that I've saved seeds from on the homestead. So I don't know if they'll grow anything or not, but yeah, we're going to try it. Because last year we just threw a pumpkin out there and then we got pumpkins from like the seeds that just came out. So that's my favorite way to garden. Just throw stuff out there. For zinnias, I have candy stripe zinnias, which are pink and white. I have purple Lilliput zinnias. I have the linearis mix and the Oriole zinnias. They are orange and white. I have purple prince zinnias, envy, which are a green zinnia, isabellina, which is creamy white, scarlet flame, which is red. And then I also got a seed packet from my husband for Christmas in my stocking, zinnia dahlia mix. So I don't know what's going to be in there. It'll be fun if it actually has dahlia seeds in there to see what they produce, and then we can save the tubers for later if we really like them. For annuals, I am planting mallows, 4 o'clocks, marigolds, sweet williams. Sweet williams I saved from Sweet Williams. I saved the seeds from Sweet Williams that I grew here a couple years ago. Lupine, I have some more dahlia seeds that I've planted before. They're just little white dahlias. Loofah, which is pretty cool. I have harvested those this year and that was amazing. So I'll have to do a video on that one day. Cosmos, nasturtiums, and then I have some wheat and einkorn and crimson clover. I haven't tried to grow einkorn yet, and the seed packet is like from 2 years ago, so I don't even know if they'll germinate, but we're going to try it. From Johnny's Seeds this year, I bought Elegance Purple Lavender, Pompous Plume, that's Celosia, Queenie Red Lime Zinnias, Mexican Sour Gherkins, which is like a cucamelon. They're little bitty cucumbers that look like watermelons. I'm excited to try those. I've never grown those before. Pro-Cut White Night sunflowers, Pro-Cut White Light sunflowers, San Marzano tomatoes, which I've already talked about. The Tower Chamois, I don't know if I'm saying that right. They're really pretty, so we'll try those. The Flower Burst Red Shades, and that was yarrow, and Champagne Bubbles. I've also gotten Common Chamomile and Roman Chamomile and the Munstead type of lavender. So the chamomile and the lavender, both of them, I have 2 types of chamomile, 2 types of lavender. One is perennial, one is annual. So I've learned that the annual ones produce more flowers, but they don't come back. The perennials produce flowers, but they continue to come back every year. So I kind of wanted a mixture of both. I got some stuff from Gurney's as well, and I don't have that list with me right now. But I bought more flower seeds. I got some, what all did I get? I think I got some peonies from Gurney's and some other stuff. Those were less seeds and more bare root plants. I got a willow tree from Gurney's, so they're a great place for like more perennial things. I've ordered from them before, and they just send it bare root stuff. You plant it, it grows. It's really nice. They've been a really good company to work with. And then from Eden Brothers, I got some more dahlias and some ranunculus, which I have never bought before. So I'm excited to try those out. So anyways, I hope that you found this inspiring, because I love watching garden videos. I love watching like the cottage gardens and things like that. So I wanted to show you kind of my ideas and kind of give you some ideas of what's going to be going on the homestead this year, this summer. So get excited. And if you are new here and you like videos on homesteading, homemaking, and a holistic lifestyle, then be sure to click subscribe, because that's the type of videos I do here. Let me know in the comment section below what you are excited to get started on in your garden this year, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.